Hey everyone, welcome back to the Brompton Family Time channel. Today I would like to discuss 3 important things you should consider before buying your next tire set. Alright. So recently I decided to buy the same type of tire for all my Bromptons, change them out to the Continental Urbans. I've been happy with their performance and decided that they're probably the best tire you can buy out on the market at this point. So these are 3 tips that I want to give you before buying your next tire set. The first tip is the actual tire. This is the Continental Urban tire, but this is actually the non-folding type. There are 2 types of tires out there. One is called the folding tire and one is called the non-folding tire. The folding tire has a flexible bead built into the inner portion of the tire here, and it makes the tire easily transportable. I don't have a Continental one here, but this is a folding tire, and basically you can see you can make it nice and compact and shove it into your bag. And in general, the folding tires are much more expensive. This one is the non-folding tire, and you can see you can't fold it. It's just one solid shape. The inside of the rim has a solid piece that keeps the tire from being able to be folded. This may or may not be important to you, but if you have stock rims made by Brompton, you can use both. I've never had any problems with either one. If you have aftermarket rims, you may have to stick with the folding ones. Recently, I tried to install these onto my Brommy Plus wheel set, and this is what happened. I had the bike on the bike stand, and I installed the rear tire and the Tubolito tube onto the rear, and then I proceeded to move on to the front of the bike. And as I was working on the front of the bike, I heard a loud explosion. It sounded like a gunshot, and this is what happened. The Continental Urban tire, once the tube was fully inflated, it just exploded, and the rim itself also bent where this this blew out. At first, I didn't understand what happened, and I actually tried it with a brand new Tubolito, thinking maybe just the tube failed. I pumped it up slowly, and then I saw the tire itself moving off of the rim, and that's when I knew that these tires are not compatible with my Brommy Plus wheel set. So what is the problem? If you look at the inside of the rim itself, you'll see there are actual grooves on both sides, and they're like clamped, like a C-clamp like this. And then what happens is when you put the tire on, the tire has grooves as well in the opposite direction. The tire really has to fit perfectly inside here, and when you're inflating it, the pressure from the tube expands the tire inside the groove in the rim itself, and that's what keeps it on. But with the new Continental Urban non-folding tire, it doesn't sit well inside the Brommy Plus wheel set. And as soon as you get past 60 psi, the tube will expand so much that it pulls the groove of the tire outside of the rim, and the tube will pop. So if you do go with the aftermarket wheel sets, carbon or aluminum, I would recommend you getting the folding tire, even though they cost more. The second tip is the tire itself. If you do go with a different type of tire, please note that there are tires that you can take off and on with tire levers or without tire levers. Now, from my experience, you can remove the tire easily with your hand without using tire levers if you have the Continental Urbans or the Schwalbe ones. If you have the Schwalbe Marathons, any of the Marathons, you do need a tire lever just to get them on and off, because they are a little bit harder to do. So that may be important for you if you're trying to save weight, and bulk, because tire levers actually do take up a lot of space if you have a bag, and that's one thing to consider. The third recommendation is the actual tube. There are two types of tubes that you can get, the Tubolito tubes and also the regular tubes that have been out on the market forever. If you do go with the Tubolito tubes and you get a flat on the road, the tube repair kit, it takes 30 minutes for the glue to dry before you can re-inflate the tire. A regular tube would only take maybe 5 minutes for the cement glue to vulcanize and seal the hole. So if you do have the Tubolito tubes, I would recommend you carrying extra tubes and not the repair kit. You can probably keep the repair kit at home and repair the tube if it's repairable. So those are just quick 3 tips before you buy your next tire. I hope they help somebody. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.